Hey guys, it's Jade here. I released a video today already, but I wanted to do another thing because today I didn't think I'd wake up to see that Kentaro Miura, passed away. The creator of Berserk, probably one of the greatest works of dark fantasy in anime and manga, and not just that, you could argue in dark fantasy in general, one of the greats. And I definitely wanted to take a minute to pay tribute to that, because I had a lot of plans to do stuff on Berserk, and I will in the future, but damn, I never expected this. You don't expect somebody such an iconic creator to just pass away overnight without having finished the amazing work that has had such a great impact on everybody, and has revolutionized the genre in his medium. This is pretty impromptu, so there won't be any editing or anything like that. Just listen to the cadence of my voice, I guess. And big ups to the king. Big ups to Miura. So, I might as well start with how I got introduced to Berserk and all that stuff. When I was a wee anime fan, I don't really think, I don't really think I'd say wee, but back in the day, I'd hear about Berserk all the time. I'd hear about how it was such an influential work, about all the great things that it has, and how amazing it is as far as being depressing but also hopeful in its own way, and the amount of influence it's had on stuff like Dark Souls, Claymore, so many fucking things. If you play Final Fantasy 14, there's a Dark Knight class which has a striking resemblance to Guts and everything. It's just had such a huge impact on culture in so many ways, and so many people love this series to death. And it's just tragic to see things like this happen. We already knew about Miura's health, or his health issues, up to this point, that there was a lot of, let's say, not so great stuff happening on that front. In terms of just him not being able to work for very long because he was just not in, good form, not in good health, and having a lot of his assistants do a lot of stuff. But even then, with all that, he would still try his best to put out good stuff, and basically do a lot of extra work that he didn't have to do. There's a particular post on Twitter that goes into this, how he really loved shading and rendering things, and would oftentimes spend a lot of extra time on that when he didn't have to. And obviously, Berserk has some of the most beautiful renders and shading work that you'll see in anime and manga. Just absolutely fantastic and visually stunning. So it shows just the level of passion he had for his thing. This is pretty ironic to think about now, because back in the day, or I wouldn't say back in the day, but a while back, there was all these memes about Idol Master and stuff like that, and how he's too busy playing Idol Master to work on his stuff and all that, and it was all in jokes and all in fun. But I mean, it really, now that we know that his health was just this bad, it really goes to show that the little things like that aren't as much of a problem as people think they are. The little things creator taking time to rest and stuff like that. When you're working so hard and your health is deteriorating, it can be the thing that keeps you going and stops you from just breaking down and falling apart as a person physically. So it's just, it's one of those hindsight is 2020 kind of situations, and on that front, it's just an all around like tragic situation. The man was 54, man. He still had a couple years, a couple decades in front of him if his health wasn't so, so bad. And it's tragic to see his life cut so short when he had so much, so much to tell, so much to create. And it's a tragic thing. I feel like we think, or we go through life believing that these people who've created these amazing things, that they're just gonna be around forever and they're gonna keep on creating. But with the death of people like some icons like David Bowie, for example, and obviously now, Miura, it's just a tragic situation all over. And it shows that like none of us are immortal, no matter how many lights our names are in, or how much we've accomplished, or the impact our work has on the world. We're not immortal. Everybody and anybody can die and will at some point, and it's good to just cherish the little things and the little moments that we have. Miura might be gone, but the amount of like joy and the amount of inspiration he created during his time is incredible, and it's just a interesting reminder of just the power of human spirit and creativity. One game series I really love to play, and that deals with the idea of life and death, and was greatly inspired by Berserk, was the Soul series. Things like Demon Souls and Dark Souls, those take so heavily from the ideas that were birthed in Berserk, and it's amazing to think that like so many things I enjoy came from that direction. And just in a general, the effect it's had on just fantasy in so many different lanes, as far as like not just anime and manga, but video games, is just amazing and incredible. Speaking of video games, right now there's also an impromptu fan memorial in the game Final Fantasy XIV, which I also enjoy playing. Everybody's lined up in their Dark Knight outfits and gears, and it definitely gives me hope for humanity, and shows that like even when there's something bad that happens, or something that's like emotionally jarring, we can all come together in love of creators and creative spirit. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I might start repeating myself if I keep going on, but I felt like I had to like make this and get this stuff off my chest. So yeah, it was a great run. I really loved his stuff. I really loved his stuff, and I hope he rests in peace. R.I.P. Kentaro Miura. R.I.P.